Oh, I hope I. Oh, good.
Can you close the door, please, Kiki? Thank you. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Where are
Hi.
you?
I'm good.
Where
Did you
are
say
you?
where am I or how am I?
I do that all the time. I'm fine, thank you. Oh, you didn't ask? Yes. Um, are you back home now?
I've always been here. It's just that usually my in-laws are here, and so 8 o'clock in the morning they're all still sleeping. So they're gone. They're gone for the week now, so I can be inside
Oh,
now.
because for a while you went somewhere else to take a break from those,
Oh
right?
yes, yes, I did. That's right. So yes, now
Okay.
we're back at home.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
And how's
yeah.
that working for you?
Yeah, it's good. It was a nice break. So it was a needed
Uh,
break. It's sometimes nice to have like change of scenery, right?
yeah. Look at different walls. I hear you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Refreshes everything.
Perfect. So let's go through. You're going to show, you were going to make up some processes and get some things ready. So let's see what you've accomplished and where you're at and take a look at that.
For sure. Oh, 1 second.
Okay.
I'm just having a problem with Dropbox right now, and I don't know
Oh, and take your time. Send
why.
me a message.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Um, it was funny when I'm inside of Basecamp, I can't link to, you know how you're able to go in and like, so for example, I'll show what I'm doing. I was going through here. I was trying to upload the Dropbox through here. You know, you can browse it through here, but yeah, anyway, so it wouldn't go through that area. So I had to go outside externally and then link it. So
Okay, that
that's
shouldn't
the,
be. Hold on.
yeah.
Okay. We are just, I'm getting, he's organized. Drex is there. Okay.
Okay, great.
Um, unless that's new, paste the link there. Maybe that's a new thing. I haven't had to deal with that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's all good. So I'll just put it there
And
for
just so you know,
that.
for trivia information,
Yeah.
they are fabulous with their support. And what I
Okay.
find too is I'll just shoot them a quick loom and I'll show them and I'll just
Yeah.
send it to them in the message. And they come
Okay.
back with really simplified answers, not
Okay.
computer jargon.
Okay, perfect. So I have
Okay.
two clients for Drex to start working on.
Okay.
But they're not, neither one of them are ready like this second for us to start editing. I was hoping
Okay.
that they would be, but like in the next day or two they will be ready. But
Okay.
I have, what I've done is I've set them both up in here, and then I've
Okay.
also set up the process for editing. But so I've made a toolkit for audio editing, but I was
Okay.
going to try to then copy it into each of the client folders. Is that's kind of what we were trying to do, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and that's where I got stuck. So I made this up. So this is what I need him to do every time he goes and edits a show, which is not difficult. It
Okay.
was just then I was like, okay, now checklist, but then now how do I get that into the client folder?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's take a
It's
pause. Let's go back
all
to,
made sense when you were doing it together last week.
that's what I'm here for. If you knew how to do it all by yourself, you wouldn't need me. So you know what, you are, I am throwing a lot at you because
Exactly.
you are quite smart and you do have
Okay.
really good business chops. So I am doing things as, what I do is, it's kind of like, look, um, it's kind of like, you know what, when somebody's landing a plane, they don't do this anymore, but remember those movies where they'd be like, they're talking to the thing and they have to land the plane, somebody has to guide them through it, you know, those
Yeah,
action
yeah,
movies. Yeah. So what
yeah.
happens is, when you're trying to land the plane, I'm going to give you the information as quickly as
Mhm.
possible to land the plane. I'm not going to tell you what all these devices are
Right.
dealing for. When you land the plane and then I say afterwards, you know what, this will help you for the next time, then we'll teach you. So right now I'm taking a lot of
Right.
shortcuts with you
All
because you
good.
have business chops and
Hmm.
because you've got this backlog of work. So I'd
Hmm.
rather you get stuff done and I'll teach you as we go
For sure. Yeah.
than
No, I
me
appreciate that. I
doing
like
this.
that way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. So first thing I would say to you is go back to home
Okay.
and just to calm this down. Okay. So then your toolkit for auditing, I would go down and rename that and I would have it two.
Two. Okay.
Yeah. And then so rename it and then just put a two in front of it so it goes up with the other
Is it a 2.0,
Yeah, you
2.1?
can put 2.0, 2 point whatever, just or 2 point.
Okay.
There you go. Save. Actually, you know what? It doesn't need to be 2.0.
Okay.
It can be. We did that when we have things that are alphabetically out of order. So it can just
Right,
be
because
2.
we had
So
the
don't worry about that.
pre-production and the
Yeah.
post-production one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now that's where it is. Okay. Perfect. And your clients, where's your client? Is it 3? Perfect.
Here.
Okay. Okay. So now let's go into the pre-production,
Okay.
the one that you want.
Oh, it was the editing that I wanted.
Okay.
But
Perfect. Sorry. Yeah.
okay.
Editing.
All
Can he hear
right.
me? Oh, hold on. I sent him a message. I just don't know if he got it. All right. Well, maybe because I didn't let him in. Hold on. I don't know if he's getting messages because I didn't let him in yet. Hold on. Just going to let him in because I don't want it. If he's not getting the messages and he thinks we're just not.
No problem.
Hold on. It takes longer when you're waiting.
Always.
Hello.
Hey, Drex.
Hey.
Did you get my message? I just sent you a message in the chat box in Zoom. Were you able to get that?
Hang on. Just a moment, please.
You might not have. I'm wondering if you're not accepted into the room, you might not have got the message. So I didn't want you waiting. So here's the deal. Me and Michelle are just going to sort something out to get it ready for you for about 15 minutes. So if you just want to take your video screen off and just whatever, put it on mute, and I will send you a message in there in 15 minutes saying we're ready for you, just so you don't waste your time, because I'm just helping her get organized for you. And I wasn't sure exactly how long that would take. And I tried sending you a message there, but I think because I didn't accept you in the room, you didn't get it. So does that sound fair? Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm just going to work with her and I'll send you a message in Zoom when we're ready for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me just turn off my video if that's okay.
Yeah. Video and mute yourself, and it'll be like 15 minutes maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Just call my attention. I'm just doing something here.
Thank you.
All right.
In meeting. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the podcast editing one that you want. Yeah, we're going to open that. And we're going to copy that.
This is where I wasn't sure how do I copy it?
Click on there.
In the title?
Yeah.
Oh, in there.
Now go up to the right.
That's right. Okay. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. I know. No. Copy to new location. Hold on. I do that all the time. You have to pick the new location, or it just makes it a copy to wherever that name is. Yeah. There you go. Copy to new location. Now, this is another tricky part. What I do, because when it comes in his news feed, it'll get really confusing when he's working on a number of clients, and it'll be confusing for you. So edit this name.
Okay.
And then / keep it. No. Podcast editing / because then he'll see it. You'll see it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. There you go. That I can't tell you all these little things I'm showing you is because there was confusion somewhere down the line.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Get the unedited file from the client's Dropbox folder. Okay. Let's go back for a second. Okay. So in there, get the unedited. So where's the client's Dropbox folder? Do you put it in there?
No, this is where I was trying to put it here in the documents and files. I was just trying to link it, so I didn't have it.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. So instead, I should do it right in here.
Well, I would, because how would he know to go somewhere else? What you want to do is you want to control the flow of traffic. You don't want him going somewhere else.
Okay. So how would you put that in here, you think?
So then I would go into notes.
Okay.
Just click on notes. No. So you were in there. Get into the unedited file. Get the unedited show file. The first thing. No, you were there. Yeah. I would, go in there. And then in the notes, just click notes up there. You just click on it. You're going down. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. And then I will put the link there.
Okay. That's what I was just going to get. Just having a problem trying to find this one because we just moved all of hers yesterday, so I might have to come back to this one in a minute.
Okay, no worries. And we'll help you organize your folders later. There's a
Otherwise, usually all of my clients are all super organized in one spot, but lately they've been coming with like huge files, so I've been getting them to keep their files on their own Dropbox.
okay.
So this is saving me some money at the end of the
the end of sure.
So this is the other one we're going to do. Okay, so going back over here. Got that.
You're right there. Put it in notes. Oh, you were right. You're already there, but that's fine.
This is a different client.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I'll stop helping.
No, that's okay. Okay, so I was going to go here first. Open this up. Open it up again. That was what I was making a mistake of. Copy it.
Yeah.
Move it over to Natalie. Copy. Taking a long time.
Sometimes when it's as the list get longer, it takes a moment.
Sometimes
also, we're on Skype right now with video or Zoom with video, so that takes longer too.
Yeah. Yep. Just stop sharing for a second. Let it go. Yeah. Come on. Wow, it's taking a long time. So
yeah, it shouldn't take that long. Maybe can you cancel it and try again?
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel it.
Is your Wi-Fi's working? You're still on this call.
Yeah, everything's moving. It was moving fast. Okay, so editing, copy to new location. Natalie. There we go. Okay, that went really fast the second time.
Yeah.
Okay, so back into Natalie's, opening it up.
Share your screen again.
So I can see.
Okay. Yeah, move to-dos to the, perfect. Perfect.
Okay. So that's there.
Okay, and then we're going to change the name of this podcast editing. Because if you have that going through emails, it'll get confusing really quickly.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Click on show notes template.
So this will we'll show them this one today because this is the one that's that we were able
so go
to hook
back
up.
to wherever the notes are, the toolkit one, pre-production.
Audio editing, pre-production.
Okay, audio editing. Sorry, I don't know why I keep going pre-production.
Okay.
I guess because it is pre-production, but I moved the to-dos over.
Okay. When we go back to the audio editing or to
sorry.
Okay. Should I have this all in like the pre-production? Like, so it should be all in, like, should be like an extension of that one, or?
I would have them all in pre-production because but here's what you can do. This we'll figure out as we go together.
Okay.
Pre-production is like an umbrella that covers everything.
Right.
So either we're going to have it in pre-production, or if you're going to start putting things separate by alphabetical, that's fine too. But then you can't have pre-production and then audio because audio should go under pre-production. So you're a little confusing there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then you can just copy and move this to. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
you
I should
do
move
want to
this.
keep it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then if we can go over there and take a look at what that looks like.
Now, just so we don't get confused, go back and delete the other folder though, the audio one, because we don't need that now.
Okay.
Back to
What about all
audio.
the ones that I just moved over?
To audio?
What about all the ones that I just moved over? Yeah,
Let me see the audio.
like I
one.
just put that one in those ones.
Oh, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because they're already in there. It can still be audio. You can
Okay.
still have, so here's what we want. I'll share your screen. You can have pre-production and post-production because here's where people make mistakes. And I have done this myself because your strength is also your weakness. So I am organized, but then sometimes I over-organize things. And I just went to that.
Right.
I just got myself into that mess last weekend. I was like, oh my gosh, I made all these folders. It was stupid. But anyhow, so what you want to do is you constantly want to have a really streamlined, simplistic, like, okay, we're all lining up to go to the buffet. We may pick things up along the way, but there's only one line to go in. You get your food. Here's the forks. Here's the knives.
Right.
We can pick up different things. So what I would
Okay.
tell you is the simplest thing you want to have is you want to have less paths. Pre and post production is going to be the safest one because that's how most people think. Then you can decide as we build this out, you might decide in pre-production that you have a whole separate thing for audio because it's bigger, blah, blah, blah. But eventually you might have a pre-production list and audio goes to another list, but we'll deal with that later. But right now, where most people make mistakes is if they do get this and they understand they have to have these lists, what happens is you very easily don't even know what the name of the list is, or have you made it, or is this audio, or is this post audio, and all of a sudden it's like crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then the
So-
other thing, the other thing that just popped into my mind was that when we were setting this up before, we have audio pre-production podcast host. So that would be me for Amplify You for those ones. But then
Yeah.
this pre-production host and post-production host, do we set that up? That's my clients. They're hosting that for their show. That's their show.
Okay, that's a great question. So most people would have host and guest because I can be a host or I can be a guest. Now,
Right.
when you are the host, are you different? The instructions are different than Amplify You versus your clients. So with if they're processing your show or the clients, is there different steps?
Yeah, they're just different steps. Yeah.
Okay. So then I might just so to keep it clear in the beginning, I might call these pre-production post podcast host clients. And then I would say pre-production Amplify You.
Okay.
Just any word you can add on to it. So it's foolproof.
Okay. And
So
then
I would,
and then I should have a third set though of when I go on and I'm a guest on the show.
And then we would call it pre and post production podcast Amplify You.
No, because that would be me as my own show.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you can have pre-production and post-production.
Yeah.
Guest, host, clients, meaning the client is the host, or we don't even call it host. We can just go pre-production podcast clients, post-production clients, pre-production podcast. I would say Amplify You. Let's not even use the word host because it's too confusing for the work you do.
Okay.
So I would call that clients, and then I would call it Amplify You.
Okay. So I'm calling this one clients.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, did that not save? It's weird. It saves in here, but it doesn't save on the other.
Maybe refresh your screen when you go out.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay. It still doesn't, it's not showing up here. It shows up when I open it up. Might just take a few minutes.
Okay.
I did that before when I was calling it audio editing. um, okay, we might need to change that a little bit for our clients because we don't.
Oh, you don't do the pre-production. Well, you might have some pre-production for them. Do you?
We
You might
do
not?
have pre-production because it's getting the files from the folder, the intro and the
Right.
outro. That's the editing that I was just talking about.
Right.
I would call that
Okay.
the pre-production, right? Because that's
Yeah.
some of them we do only pre-production, and then other ones we do only post-production. We do both pre and post-production. Like we'll do social media edit, marketing and stuff for them.
My God. Well, you can see now we're doing this and you're confused. Imagine without this, right? So dear Lord, this is not working through Slack. Okay. So we'll fix this as we go. So no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now we're going to go into we're going to go into post-production for the guest.
Okay.
Sorry, for the client. In the toolkit. Oh no, you already had them. Sorry. Oh no, no. Let's go back. Sorry, go back there to post-production. The client 2.1. I want to go in there for a second. 2.1. Yep.
Yes, he
Okay,
says
good.
clients in here, but it doesn't say clients out there. Okay.
That's okay. If it doesn't, and like by the time we end off this call, I'll shoot a video to Basecamp. Okay. So interview done. Any special notes? Add to master sheet. This is all the stuff there. Oh, where's the, sorry, no, where's the one we just did, the video editing you want him to do? It's not in here
Yeah,
yet?
that is not in here. So that was in the pre-production.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Is it in the pre-production? Don't you have a show to edit?
Yeah. So it just went into the pre-production.
So it should be in the post-production. So move it. That's fine.
Okay.
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 Okay. So you're there because it'll take you right there. Get the show, get trim and tail, look on show notes, complete in Dropbox, add intro, edit file, make any edits needed, fix any audio quality, rename. Okay, save back to Dropbox under edited show. Get unedited show file, clients Dropbox folder. And you've got the folder to link. Do you have the link in there? You always add the link in there. So that's fine. Get the intro, outro from Dropbox, trip and trail. Okay, so everything's in there. You don't need links. Okay, great. So go back to the client then. Okay. Whichever one you want to start with. Okay, so we have everything in there that he's going to need, correct?
Yes, except for right now the actual show notes, but I can show him what one looks like.
Okay.
I thought these two we're going to be closer to being ready than for today.
No, that's fine. We're
okay.
fine. It's good. We'll start off small.
Yeah.
You're doing awesome.
Okay, so I'll just go back and grab another client one. Just as
So he writes up the show notes?
No, he's just going to get the show notes from the client.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm going to try to use a good example for him. Someone that does it well. Okay, I'll just bring that over here, show them an example of it.
Okay, so what is he supposed to be doing those show notes?
With
Look
those
on-
show notes, he's gonna open them up. Look on show notes.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna look at them, and it's gonna tell him what the title of the show is and what if there's any edit
Oh, so that
points.
he has that information to load it on. Okay.
Yeah.
So go back to
So, and
Basecamp. If you, sorry.
so it's gonna show him if there's any edit points. So if there's any external editing points other than just the trim and the top
Right.
and the tail trim, they will be written on here as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so go back to Basecamp and go back to the toolkit, please.
Okay.
Oh, we should be doing that. Say, go back to the toolkit.
Yep, I am. Just one second.
No problem.
Just realizing that one didn't have what I needed on it.
Oh, sure. Take your time.
Show note. Wait. Okay.
I just lost you.
Okay, now I can go back to the main folder.
Yeah, the toolkit.
Okay, where did you want me to go?
I want you to go to the pre-production in the audio notes there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go to the audio notes that we had. Scroll down. Your audio
Where
notes
is
should
it?
be here.
Should be right in here.
Okay, it's all right. Let's go move them again.
That's weird. So what did I just link under? Go back to the home. So we'll put the audio. We're gonna move this guy. And we move it to pre-production, right?
Yep. Glad that came up though.
Here it comes. Okay.
Okay, so in here, we want to go there where you gave the sample and that client's one, you want the samples to be in here so they're always there. They always have that same sample. So you
Yeah,
said, look on
okay.
show notes. You want to put the sample in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is probably hard on your brain because we're doing a lot at one time, but this is
Okay,
going to
it's
move
fine.
you farther. Like this is really like this is going to clear up things for you. It's just going to take
Yeah.
some time because you've got a lot of moving parts, but I can
Yeah.
assure you that the way you're doing it right now would definitely destroy you, your health, and your family. So this is going to have, I'm doing all these things kind of like
I think
I'm
we were
adding into-
hitting we were hitting our maximum amount of clients that we could possibly ever take on at the moment. So this will
well,
make it a
even
little
if that's
easier.
the case, you want to be able to do them in way less hours,
Yes, for
right?
sure.
You want to be, and you want to be able to do other creative elements. So kind of think of it like those design shows where they pull everything out and then they start staging. They have to gut it and demo day and do all these things, and then they're adding pictures. So this is, we're doing demo day here, right? Okay.
For
So
sure.
now what we're going to do, although I didn't answer, we are ready. Are you there? Okay. Hop on when you can. Okay. Not sure now how to get him back. Nope. I want to do that. Okay. So now what we want to do, oh, I don't have his email address. We're going to add him once we get him back on. Not sure if this is working. You there? Drex. I'm messaging him, but well, this was a. You should be able to ring his doorbell.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, wonder if because usually you could like ask him to like turn on his video.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sending him messages. He's not replying though.
Because
So
when,
hold on.
because,
Send me.
because when you do that, it pops up in in the middle of the screen instead of just in the chat. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're trying to
Hey,
figure it out.
sorry.
That's
No,
okay.
no, it wasn't you. I was worried about us. I was thinking, I don't think we have a plan here. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, Drex, can you put your email in the chat? Your email address in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Hang on.
So when he does that, Michelle, we're gonna add him to your team.
Perfect.
So we're gonna scroll up to the top where it says team.
Okay.
Okay, and just make whatever. Just make a new team. That's just a sample there.
Do I need
So
to make
the
a
left.
new folder?
Yeah. Just say.
Okay.
Just call it team. Save. Okay. There's something wrong with me. Hit save. Did you? Yeah, you paid. You're not in trial anymore. Okay. Oh, go in there.
I did, yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
invite some.
Invite some
someone to the
people.
team. Yeah. That didn't make sense. Actually, okay, add it there. I don't know if we really need to do this. Hold on. We do need to do it, but I don't know if we need to do it this way. So Drex, DREXX, and title. Oh yeah, his
And then
email.
put your
You
last
got his
name.
email.
Okay. Email.
Okay. Did you see his email in the chat?
In the chat box, is it? I can't see the chat.
Oh, here.
Hang on.
Oh, you can't
I'm
see
gonna
my
just put it
screen.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you're sharing your screen. It's hard to see the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. All right.
Okay. So then hit send now at the bottom. Send now. There you go. Send now. Okay. Now that's for the general team. So I won't bore you with that headache right now. Why I did that, but trust me when it's hit send. 1 sec. Okay. Now we're gonna go to home. Okay. We're gonna go to the client that you are gonna give him work for.
Okay.
Okay. And now in this folder, you always have to add somebody. You could be in the team and not in specific folders. So once you add him, you never have to do it again, but go invite him at the top there. Invite some people underneath the
Okay.
clients. Yeah. Yeah. Have you used Basecamp before, Drex?
To be honest, no. I've used some different project management platforms, but this is just a
No
matter
worries.
of watching some
It's
tutorials, you know.
it's really easy. And what I'll do is I'll get somebody on my team to send you a little training pack.
Okay, great.
Basecamp training.
Okay, I'm just learning it too.
Yeah. So what will happen, Drex, is I'm going to send you.
Trello and
Yeah. And this is so much. Don't you find, though, this is much easier than Trello? Don't you find, Michelle?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Trello is not set up the way my brain works.
No, it's very, and I'm an organized person and it gives me an instant headache. Okay. So did you add him?
No, so I add a, so
Yeah,
so
you add
ask
him
me to
there.
add his email again. Do I do
Yeah,
about
sorry.
his email in it as everything?
Yeah, same thing as before because you have to add a specific
Okay.
folder, but he'll always have that folder then. Drex, what's going to
Yep.
happen is somebody on my team will send you a package as if, and it's going to just be a whole package. Welcome to our team. It's going to sound like you're joining my team. Just
Mhm.
disregard that, but there's information in there about Basecamp
Okay.
because we have a package. Okay. Okay. So now go to the assignment, Michelle,
Okay.
that you want to give him. Now, we can also talk about something that's very important to outsourcers is how they get paid. So generally, Michelle, we can
Right.
talk about this more. Often what I do is pay them every 2 weeks and I pay them through PayPal because the PayPal covers everything no matter where they are in the world. We can iron all that out. Right now, what I would tell Drex is, Drex, how have you used Toggle or any of them in the past?
What do you mean, like payment platforms and everything?
Yeah, or time capturing platforms.
Oh, okay. To be honest, no, since most of my works are offline, since I'm just all about audio editing. Unless you want me
Gotcha.
to, so that's fine. Yeah.
No, so what we have to figure out, because Michelle's new at this, I'll be training Michelle how to train you, right?
Mhm.
Now, for me, Michelle, I would say 80% of what I do, it's project-based fees. Like, so it doesn't matter. It's not hourly. It's like, okay, even graphics. So banners are $5, this is whatever. And then they just submit their invoice. They submit an invoice to me every 2 weeks and then they get paid, right?
Okay.
Now, I do have some people on my team, my virtual assistant, my social media manager, they're paid by the hour and they just submit hours. My position is I know how long it takes them to do the work. And if I can't trust you, you shouldn't be here. Some people that are newer want a time tracker because when you are dealing with different platforms, like if you're dealing with Upwork, they have to log in every time and you can see their screen and what they're working on. And that works new in the relationship.
Right.
And there's pluses and minuses to that because Upwork always takes 10% forever. You could be paying Upwork for 10 years, 10% of what you pay them, and it really adds up. Now, where we got Drex, we got him on a platform that's a little bit more expensive, but you can log in and log out on a monthly basis, sign high up for a month. And I find that platform really good for administrative help. So the freedom is that we're not bound by the platform where like Upwork and all this stuff say, oh, they don't like you taking them off the platform. You can get put in Upwork jail for that, but there's ways to get around it. I won't headache you with that right now. So we've got some freedom with Drex. So Drex,
Yep.
what I would say then is what we want to really, because this is a new experience for Michelle as well as you, I really want
Mhm.
us to have a lot of communication. So what she's going to do is have you editing some files. So
Yeah.
she is totally a podcast management company. So she deals with a lot of podcast stuff. So of course, you sound like you really know what you're doing. You're going to know, and she's going to know, like I do, when somebody looks at a banner, like, oh, that banner shouldn't have taken you 12 hours. It should have taken you 20 minutes. So what I
Okay.
would say to you is there's some communication in the beginning when you do this. Say, hey, Michelle, I just did this. It's a new assignment. Normally I can do it in 2 hours. This one took 3 because X, Y, Z. So I would be including that in the communication. And that's really important for you to understand as well, Michelle, in the beginning. Okay. So we've shared this with him now.
No
Why
problem.
don't you, pardon me, Michelle? You said something. Your lips
Oh, I
moved.
just said sure, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
so
we have
Michelle,
like
why?
crazy like storm outside.
Oh, no problem. I think there was just a delay. Why don't you hit that no thanks in the corner so that big purple thing goes? And now, Drex, you ready? You can either Zoom this or I can give you a copy to this file. Why don't you walk Drex through what you want him to do?
Sure.
For sure.
No. Michelle's going to walk you through Drex.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So Drex are going to come into this folder here, and when you open it up, there will be a, this is the client's name. It'll be podcast editing. So right now she has probably like 20 different videos that she's ready. Do you do only audio, or do you, are you able to extract the audio from video?
I can extract the audio from videos, that's fine, but I don't have any experience, to be honest, as far as video editing, since that's a totally different media. I only specialize in audio.
Yeah, totally. No problem. Yeah, this particular client doesn't need video editing. We just need to get the audio from the video file. So that's all for this one. It's just because she's a vlogger. So we're going to get the unedited shows. So they're going to be in a folder here, which you'll have access to. So when they're ready, you just click on here. It'll take you to the folder, and her unedited show will be in there. So you'll just grab that file, and then it's all done on Dropbox. And it can take you over there and show you where what it looks like if you like. It's going to be all organized for her stuff. Hang on one second. So it's going to have everything in different folders. So she's got it organized through each of her shows are in here. There's an unedited show. We'll just need to grab it and pull it into your editing. Okay, so this would be the show. And actually she does have the audio version already, so you don't need to worry about taking it from the video. So we just pull this version in, just listen to it, trim the top and the tail, just making sure that it sounds good. If there's any edit points on there, within the folder, there will be also a show notes, which I've given you an example of over here. So back over here. So it says, get the intro and the outro from the Dropbox. So in the same Dropbox folder, there will also be the intro of the show and the outro of the show. And so that will be also in the folder, same folder. And on the show notes, it's gonna just give you an example here because we don't have her exact show notes. For each show you edit, there will be a show note template that looks like this, that has where the edit points are, if there's any edit points. Most of our shows are totally authentic. There's no like editing in the middle of it, which is great. But if you notice, if you can do a visual edit of the show and just see if you see anything like big gaps or any weird things in the sound, just do a visual edit of it and adjust. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, absolutely. If there are some gaps, for example, that we need to adjust, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm just trying to open this guy up. So inside the show note, oh, I see it's downloading. So all of our show notes will look like this. Just opening it up.
Do I have to create the show notes, or it's going to be a different person?
No, they'll create them for you. Yeah, and or they'll the main thing that I want you to see on here would be the episode title. So after the episode is edited, if you could just save it with the title name on it, that would be
So
great.
I think,
and
Michelle,
also within the,
I think we should be clear on that, because I asked the same question to you. I was confused. So I think you need to put that in the notes there, like what I want you to do, be really super clear, because that's 2 people that have asked you that now. And it's common sense, but we want this to be foolproof.
Okay.
So it can be in the toolkit notes. We can do that after if you want. I'm just saying I was confused about that as well.
Sure, yeah. The only thing really on the show notes that I need you to look for is there'll be a spot that will say edit points, and there will be like edit from 2.30 to 2.46, edit that out, or there might be 2 or 3 edit points in there, and that's it. So that's really the only reason you need to even look on the show notes, and for the title.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can add the outro to the file, make any of the edits. If you see any audio issues, just make sure we just want to have good quality audio. So if you're, I'm going to rely on you. If you're noticing that the audio quality is really crappy, please let me know.
Yeah,
Like, let us
absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
like, you know, this thing sounds like crap. We don't want it to go out there sounding like crap. And then just rename the file once it's done and save it back to Dropbox under the edited show file. And that's it.
Okay.
So you have any questions? It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy.
It is.
Not
It is.
hard. We have a couple clients for you.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm just wondering if you already selected the podcast management platform already, or this is just really the Dropbox is only the end of uploading the file, because we need to somehow upload it to either Buzzsprout or Libsyn, whatever that podcast management platform there is.
For sure. Yeah. Great question. And that's going to be next step. So this is just the editing of the file, and it can go back into the folder for now. And then what we'll do once we get into the swing of that, our clients are primarily on Libsyn, PowerPress, Simplecast. So they're all on different platforms. A lot of them have come to us already with shows. So just really depends on which show they're doing, but I will have some training videos that can show you which each one is. And so you'll know for your clients that they're all kind of similar.
Okay. Do we have a certain number
Which ones, do you have
of...
any that you have?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that again?
That's okay. I was just going to ask you if you have experience. Which ones do you have experience on?
Buzzsprout, WordPress, and Libsyn. Those 3.
Okay. Cool.
I think
All right.
there's a delay with you, Michelle. So sometimes you're talking and your lips are closed. Other times we think you're done talking, and so we're not talking over you. So a couple of things here I want you guys to think about. Yeah. Communication is huge. So what we've done, Michelle, is we've taken like this whole thing, win the hour, win the day strategy platform about organizing. And then we've given you a head start, like a huge leap head start with the podcasting that we've funneled out. So really it's almost like you said, I want to get in shape. And I said, okay, you know what I have a trainer who trains Olympic athletes. You're going to go over there. So there's a lot of things that we're just saying, here, eat this, but we're not telling you how it makes the body work and blah, blah, blah. So we're skipping a huge amount of steps. What's going to happen here, though, no matter how great you are, every single week, me and my team will look at something and we'll go, oh, that was confusing. Okay, let's change that. Oh, you know what? We didn't do that. Let's add that step. So know that this is a breathing, working document that we're going to be expanding to customize your needs. And also what's going to happen is when you are here, when you get up here, as far as being able to produce at a higher level and it's easier, you're going to also want to do more things, because now you're not in reactionary chaos. You're really always moving forward. So you're going to have more ambitions and more needs. So there'll always be tweaking. So what I would say to both of you is make sure that the communication is there, knowing that, Drex, if you've got questions, make sure they're clear, concise, simple, and that you don't guess. And Michelle, understand that this is a breathing product that is going to have some fluidity, that this isn't one and done. So the goal is, Drex, that this is going to grow, every week extra, in a very fast pace, because we've got lots of clients. And then Michelle is building out her system. So we're going to have clients, and then we're going to have more work because we've got more clients and plus more systems, right? So it's just step one, but there's a lot of great potential here. So just remember, communication, questions, and revamping this weekly is huge. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to ask Michelle, where do you prefer us to speak with? I mean, do you want it over Skype or Slack? Because I can download whatever application that is on my phone, and that way I can see your messages real time. I can respond to it as soon as possible.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I prefer Slack because that's what our team is on anyways already. But Chris, are we moving away from Slack? Is that what we're doing?
We are moving
Or
away
where
from
do you
Slack.
communicate?
We are moving away
Yeah.
from Slack, but at the same time, I don't want to change everything for you really quickly. So right now, what I would say to you is, if this is where you are right now and he's got a question in this infancy stage, go with Slack because it's a path of least resistance, and we'll move you both away from that later.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So Drex,
Sound
I'll
good?
email you a login to our Slack account. And it's going to show up as Create Launch Market. That's just the workplace that we're on.
Okay. No problem then.
Perfect. Okay. All righty. Drex, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to wrap up with Michelle, and then if you don't mind, she'll be done in about 10 minutes. Give me like 12 minutes. If you want to hop back on this link, I'm just going to go over a few little things with you to set you up properly, give you some extra stuff, and make sure I got everything that you need. Okay, so just give me, hop back on this, leave now, hop on this exact link in 15 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
Fabulous.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
All right.
Michelle.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Doug. Yeah, you're
Thanks,
welcome.
thanks.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right, Michelle, let's look at next week for your appointment.
Okay.
What is that? Oh, it's the first Wednesday. Ooh, I didn't do that well, did I? Okay, hold on. Jenny. Let's try Jenny. Can you do Thursday at 8 a.m.?
Yes, I can.
Okay. 8 a.m. PST.
So that's July 2nd, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I wasn't sure that if he was doing the publishing as well as the editing. So that's good to know that he can do that as well.
Perfect. Okay. All right. You are doing fabulous. I am throwing a lot at you and you're picking it up really quickly, but do know there's a lot of moving pieces happening here. And you have gone from like no communication to you're in Mars speaking to Mother Earth, right? Okay. There's a lot, they're all easy pieces, but it's a big leap. Like we've got
Yeah.
systems or whatever, but I think you're doing amazing. So, but do know there will definitely be hiccups, but I think you're doing awesome.
For sure.
And how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm trying to figure out like I've only ever had one person take care of the whole client. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out now that we're having people do different pieces. I just don't want there to be any breakdown as far as like as far as those moving pieces through the system go.
So let me share my screen and let me just help
Okay.
you understand where we
Yeah.
can go with that.
And I'm just trying to figure out where best to put some other other team members. I'm trying to figure out where they are gonna fit in.
Okay. It's not all going to happen overnight.
No, I
so
know that for sure. Yeah.
don't give yourself a headache, but here's what we do. And I showed you this before, but I think you're going to see it every week. You're going to see it in a different spot because you're going to be learning more. So here's my podcasting we interviewed.
Okay.
So then I do this part just because there's things I need to do.
Okay.
And then the moment I say to them, here, my assistant, I say, okay, it's ready, push it through. So even though this goes to different departments, she asked me for the show notes. She gets the graphic designer to do it. There's editing done by the video editor. So there's about 3 or 4 people involved in this.
Okay.
She
So
pushes
she's
it
still in
through.
charge of all of that.
Yeah. They have to send it back to her. And at the end, she puts it up in Simplecast. So she's like, okay. And she knows like, okay, now I need to this. I need the teaser. I need the graphic. I need all. So she goes around collecting everything. And she keeps checking, hey, you didn't get the graphic done to me. You didn't get the WAV file done. And she keeps track of it all, even if it's something she can't do. And then at the end, she puts it as Simplecast. So she guides it through. So I do have 3 people that from 3 different departments that have, skill sets where they're video editing, graphic, or marketing, but she keeps it moving. And it was all done in the order of things like my information has to come before there. And she glides it through effortlessly. So this is all stuff that will work out. Does that make sense? I don't know what those wide eyes are.
Okay.
Are you thinking? Are you impressed? Am I giving you a headache? Where are we?
Okay, so just for an example, just so I can know how.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I'm good. No, I'm totally. No, this
Oh.
is exciting for me because I'm
Oh,
seeing the the other side.
okay. Because this is what I see.
The
I
other
see
side
big
of which is
eyes, and then I don't know if you're impressed or thinking or having a stroke. Okay.
no, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
good.
good. I
Okay.
just had a quick question. I just had one
Sure.
quick question about the how is she moving these through? Like, is she communicating with that graphic department and the marketing department in some way? Like, how is she pushing it through?
Great question. So what happens is here's all the steps. So then she imports it to Descript, cleans it up. She sends it to the video. It's a send video transcription. So she'll go in there and tag Mabel and say, here's the Descript, I've done this. And then she goes in and she'll
Okay.
just tag the person that's assigned to and say, here's the file, here's this. She might need to take something from this department and give it to this guy. And she just goes in and tags them, like every
Okay.
person you go into, she just tags the appropriate person in that assignment. So we need a regular
Like
guest
literally in
graphic.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she'll just go in and assign it to Milo. And these are the two examples that we always need. Okay. A domestic outside. That's nice.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm glad we're not on a podcast.
Yeah,
I've never heard
okay.
that. I've never heard that before here. They're very nice, but this lady's lost her marbles. Okay. All right. They're on the, like PEI, nobody yells at each other. Okay, so here's the samples in there for her, and she just assigns their name, and the instructions are clear. Not only do they do it every week, but the examples, here is a raw file, and here's an example of how it looks, and then she just assigns them and says,
Okay.
here's the new client.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And that's why I kept telling you to go back and put links in there. Everything they need should always be here. They should never have to go know that it's in the notes file or know it's in Dropbox. They should never have to know that. Everything should be there, and then you just assign it to the person.
Okay. So what I should do is go back and actually put the intro, the outro, like right there for him in the folder.
That's a great question. Yes and no. What I would say to you is at the top here, you said, look, here's the main folder and everything you need will be in there. So when they got the intro or the outro folder, you can say it's in the main folder. I don't think you need to spoon feed it to him and give him separate pieces to that main folder. Okay.
Okay.
For if, let's say, for example, I'm working on a banner for my company and we have in that case where it's like, oh, I want you to make a new Facebook banner for Win the Hour. I would give them the specific folder where those banners are because it's a special assignment. But you gave them the governing one and you told them in that folder, I want you to pick these things from it. So he should still be able to go to that main folder. Because otherwise, then you're going into those instructions and you're having to fill out every single thing.
Right.
Make sense? So we want to decrease we want to decrease duplication. So it's a lot, but this I really do think your life is going to be in a very different and magical place. You know, 6 months down the road, you're going to go, dear Jesus, what would I have done without this? Because I know how much work we crank out with these systems, and you have 10 times the amount of podcasts that I do. And so it really will make a difference. Yeah. But you gave him the main folder and you just told him from that folder, I want you to do these pieces. You're fine.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
Great. Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Okay. So keep on doing what you're doing. Communicate with him this week. Be patient. If you get stuck, reach out, but I think you're fine. And just don't overthink things and just show up next week with the next piece that we can give him so we can flush it out and give it to him.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay. So we're going to be meeting with him again next week then. Okay.
I think so. I think what we want to do is build out as much as he can do, get him going, and then hire the next person that maybe it's graphics or whatever. So next week, show up with stuff that he could do again.
Okay, great. Yeah, perfect.
New stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
okay,
Michelle.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye. Thank you.